Your Time to Shine is a radio show inviting you to explore and embrace your own divine gifts.
And tonight we thought we would dive into intuitive gifts. What are those and how you can tap into them? And we thought we would talk about, give you some examples of what ours are, how we tap into them, and then we'll take some calls about any questions you have about your gifts. So what's really interesting about intuition and psychic abilities, people separate them from instincts, and it's something that we actually all can do. It's not something that is far out there. I know sometimes we come across people, Julie was just telling me today, people who laugh like her brother, oh, what is she into now? But what it is, it's something we're all designed with, and it used to be called instinct. And if you've ever watched your animals or seen how animals perceive information, they know when they know when to be alert, they know when danger is coming, they can read each other's energies, and they can read people's energies. We can do all of that as well, and it's just a matter of waking up to that and acknowledging that that capacity is there for all of us who would like to tap in. So, Julie, is there one particular, I know we all have so many gifts, like in intuition, that gut feeling they often talk about. What is one thing that stands out for you that you'd like to talk about tonight?
Yeah, my gifts, of course, everybody's gifts, it's evolving. It constantly changes. And so from minute to minute, I'm highly aware of my surroundings. But one of the things that is showing up for me recently, which hasn't in the past, is I can actually hear someone talking to me. I'm having a conversation in my head with me and spirit. So it's very interesting, and sometimes, you have to stop and think, oh, is this me thinking this, or is this spirit downloading and guiding me? And I think that's where a lot of people kind of have issues, and they stumble a little bit. But for me, that's one that's coming through right now, and that I'm paying more attention to. What about you?
Well, what's interesting, so Julie and I have different gifts that stand out for us. Julie works more with the spirit world, and even though I do as well, what I focus on, and as far as my work goes as well, is I work with the person who's present with me. And I get a sense of this person. I read them energetically while they're here in my space, and I either will get a sense in my body where it is they need energy work, because I also do Reiki and other body processes. So I'll get a sense in my body where that person might need her work or his work. And also I see visions of them, of the people I'm working with, and sometimes people I'm talking to. I see pictures in my head. And for one example, and it's often a metaphor, and it's not always exactly what I'm seeing. So when I see a vision, I offer that to the person, and then they're able to decipher what that means. Mm-hmm. So I had a client on the table, and I kept seeing in my head a vision. She was folding laundry, and she had rows and rows of white laundry baskets. And so I asked her, I said, what does this mean for you? And what she said was, oh my God, I'm always helping everybody. I'm always cleaning up their dirty laundry. So that was something that I learned a few years back when I did hands-on healing with people, as that I feel what they're feeling as far as pain in their bodies. And I also can see visions that help them to decipher what to do next or what the issue is that we're dealing with in that session.
Right. You know, it's interesting that you bring up visions, because that's how I started. I would see pictures in my head, and those pictures would tell me a story about what I was seeing. And for instance, I was reading somebody once, giving them a reading, and I saw a picture of a boathouse and a beautiful lake and tall grass. And they were like, oh, yeah, we used to go to the lake every single summer with my family. So, you know, even though it doesn't mean something to us personally, it's going to mean something to the person that you're speaking with. And that's really what it's meant to be, is what it means to them, not to us.
Exactly. So
yeah.
no matter how silly the vision is or the words we're hearing, you learn after a while to say it, because it most likely will mean something to the person that you're talking with. So, Julie, when you started acknowledging your gifts and actually working with them, what is one way you tapped in to use them, to really start to be confident in them, that they were really there? What do you do to get into that space? Is there a certain exercise? What do you do to prepare?
The one thing that I do to prepare is I expand my energy, I expand my light. So I start, and we can talk about this in another, maybe this might be a really great topic for another show, but just real briefly, you picture a light or energy in your body somewhere, and there you see this energy expanding out, and you go out as far as you can past encircling the globe and going past out into the cosmos. And at that point, I can feel when my light and my energy is expanded, and that seems to be the best time that I can connect. However, I can connect driving down the road, especially on a road that I've been on a lot. So rather than listening to the radio, I turn the radio off, and I actually tap in and see what spirit has to tell me for the day. I find that I'm a person that has to move. I get better messages when I move my body and I'm up and I'm moving around rather than just sitting.
Right.
Yeah.
So before the show started, Julie and I were talking about a lot of books and a lot of mentors out there. They talk about the importance of sitting and meditating and quieting your mind. That does work for some people, but Julie and I are an example where we don't sit still. In fact, we hear better and connect better with spirit when we're on the move, or for me, it's when I'm in the shower, having the hot water and the steam, and that's when I come up with the most exciting ideas for my business or for my life. So it doesn't always have to be meditation and sitting just quietly. It could be while you're on a walk. It could be while you're at the gym. Some people need to move. Mm-hmm. So what Julie and I really wanted to talk about is that there's not one right way in order to tap into your gifts. So it's really like a game, and it's really like playing with what works for you, because you are your own infinite being, and you will experience your gifts differently than someone else will. So if meditation works for you, that's awesome. That's great. Right. And it could be just one of the ways you tap in, and as you experiment and explore, you'll find other ways.
Yeah. Do you want to take a call? It looks like we have somebody on hold.
Sounds good. Ooh, from New England.
Sarah in West Warwick, Rhode Island. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
What is your question tonight?
I just wanted to know, I don't know if it's really a question, but I've had a lot of loss in the last 6 months, and I just lost my grandfather, but he was more of a dad to me, and my best friend actually had her baby the day before he passed away. So I just wanted to know if my grandmother, who they were married for 59 years, the day of his services actually, will pull through this and be stronger. I don't know if you can really answer that, but
go for it, Julie.
Okay, so you have a grandmother. So say that again. Is she still here with you, or has she passed?
yeah, no, she's still here. They raised me from a baby, and her and my grandfather were married for 59 years, and he started going downhill back in July, and he passed away September 23rd, the day after my best friend had her baby.
Okay. And so
But
you're looking to see how he is doing?
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. I'm also concerned about her, though, because she's been very, very depressed and, not herself.
Yeah, I think, I think your grandma's going to be okay. She's going to pull through this. When we lose a loved one, I lost my dad in January of last year, and my parents had been married for 53 years. And so when you're with somebody for that long, it's really hard. It's very life-changing. And,
right.
There's no easy way for that person. They just have to be able to take their time and grieve and
Right.
know that your grandfather is still around. He is still present. Do you feel him?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I was actually at my grandmother's house the other day, and we brought the baby over so she could meet the baby, and I could feel him. And it's funny because my grandmother never ever. Huh?
Oh, I was just going to say, I feel the energy of your grandfather transferring to the baby. So there's a connection. There's a connection there, and I think that your grandmother is going to be able to heal from that piece of it.
That's good.
Oh, that's beautiful, Julie. Thank you for that.
Yeah, just all I can say is be there for her, be her support, and help her through the grieving process. And there's no right way, there's no wrong way, and there's no time frame on grieving. Everybody does it in their own way and their own time.
Right.
So my sincere condolences to you and your family. I know what you guys are going through.
Thank you so much, and sorry for your loss as well.
Thank you. It does get easier, I promise.
I hope so. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. And now Danielle from Alberta, Canada.
Hello?
Hello.
Well,
Hi.
how can we help you tonight?
I've always really wanted to know about my great-grandmother on my mom's side. I didn't get to meet her, but apparently we have a lot in common.
Julie's getting a read on that one.
I keep seeing a velvet dress. Something keeps coming up about a velvet dress. You said that she that you didn't really know her that well.
I didn't know her at all.
Yeah. She is she has so much love for you. So just know that even though you guys never really met, the love that she has for you is very strong.
Okay. Has there been anybody around me lately?
There has been, yes.
Can you elaborate, please?
I think I get the feeling that it is your grandmother. She's always with you.
I was told she was one of my guardians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, she's with you all the time, and she's helping you through your struggles. She's helping you through your life. So call upon her. Ask her for help. You know, that's one of the things that we forget to do. You know, our angels, our guides, our gods, it's however you want to reference them. They're all here to help us. They want to help us, and they want to see us succeed. And we often forget to ask because we're afraid it just, you know, it sounds like we're asking too much of them. And, you know, that's what they're there for. That's their purpose. So and she can hear you. So you know, speak to her. You can speak to her verbally. You can speak to her through your mind. And just talk to her. Say, hey, I've got this problem. I don't know what to do. And the answer will show up.
She's very encouraging too. She's rooting for you, and every chance she gets, she just wants you to keep trying, keep striving, and she's there for you. And she's extending her hand, always wanting you to keep trying.
Keeps picking me up. Yeah, keeps picking me up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lifting me up, moving me forward. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. I've had a couple spirits in my house that have been showing themselves to me, and I'm not really sure if I should be worried or not.
Well, one thing is, remember that you are always stronger and more powerful than any spirit or any entity. And if something makes you feel uncomfortable, you can always tell it to leave. But if you're interested in wanting to learn more about it, you can always ask questions. And they, like Julie was saying, you can ask it out loud or think it in your head, because what they do is they read energy. So all spirits, including us, all entities are energy. And it's about reading what it is that you're asking for. So
I'm a reader too.
Say again?
I'm a reader too, so I know how it works.
Oh, good. Wonderful. So sometimes because it's not something, or it's actually out in the media that some people have a fear of spirit. So really it's just energy without a body. And as long as we can...
the fear of the unknown.
Yeah, as long as we can remember that we're all powerful over that, and we have a choice whether they stay or go, you can always just tap into and ask who they are, and if you don't like the feeling it's giving you, you can just tell it to leave. But it's always interesting to hear what they have to say.
I try to block them out a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm at home. Just want my space to be my space.
Right.
You can set boundaries. For instance, if you can set boundaries, and you can say, only spirits in my best and highest good, my loved ones, are the only ones that are allowed in my house. And you can make those barriers, and you can say, my bedroom is off limits. That is my personal space, and you are not allowed in there, and they will respect that.
Okay. I'll do that then. I don't know. I've never done this before. Are you guys just doing mediumship, or are you doing psychic readings too?
Well, Julie does mediumship readings, and I do more of intuitive counseling. So when people are asking about their gifts and what it is they do, we talk about how they can enhance that.
Okay. I don't know. I'm going to be reading at a shop in 2 weeks, starting to do that. So that's pretty exciting for me.
That's very exciting. That's awesome.
It kind of just fell in my lap again.
That happens.
I know, it just happened so fast.
Right.
Yes.
I find that the least struggle I put into something, it just shows up organically and beautiful. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I am. I've been on a moment of silence for a couple months now, and I'm starting to be able to get into readings again, and it feels really good. All this stuff is just happening really fast now.
Yes.
Let it flow.
When you embrace it, it's kind of the same thing with me. When I started embracing it, it was like floodgates opened up. And that's when you know that you're in your purpose, when you're doing something that is meaningful to you. Mm-hmm. So keep it up.
Thank you.
Good luck
it
with
really
that,
does
Danielle.
make me happy. Pardon me?
Good luck with that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
So a little bit more about tapping into our gifts and how can we do that. And one of the fun things to remember is intuition and logic are very different. So I know a lot of people will often get stuck while they're starting to develop their gifts, and they'll start doubting themselves. Because what happens is they jump into the logic of how can this be happening? This isn't really happening. This is my imagination. So when we separate our intuitive capacities from the logic, it happens easier too. So stepping into a more sacred, spiritual, expansive state and getting out of our heads. I know that's not always easy to do, but it's definitely the key, because logic and our minds are where we hold the thoughts that stop us. It's where we hold the past, and it's where we hold all the doubts and the disbeliefs that other people have told us, that psychic abilities aren't really there.
That's right.
And so it's a matter of going beyond that and just being present with yourself. So,
right.
Anything else you'd like to add, Julie?
That's a really big thing, especially for someone who's just starting out, who's just starting to realize their capacity and their gifts. They really struggle with that, and then compound that with what others may or may not be saying about it. For me, for a very long time, I didn't want to realize it or talk about it. I knew that my dad would not, like my brother, would not understand, and that terrified me. Yeah, but now him being on the other side, he realizes it, and he is very much my cheerleader. So, for those out there who are just starting out, you're going to get some of those people out there that are going to say you're crazy and you don't know what you're doing and what you're talking about, but trust your gut, trust your guides,
That's right. It helps to look for mentors who have your back, and community and people to talk with. So if you're interested if you have more questions, if you'd like to talk with us and leave your email or your questions, you can go to Facebook, and the page is Your Time to Shine. And you can also go to our website, Your Intuitive Mentors. And thank you for being here tonight, your time to shine, your mentors, Darlene and Julie.
Yes, thank you for being with us, the #1 psychic radio show. Thank you all for being here. It's been a great evening, and thank you to all the callers.
That was really fun, and no technology problems tonight. Yay! So we look forward to seeing you next week and having you listen and call in, and the topic might be angels and spirit guides. We look forward to it.